Good evening. It's exactly midnight in Cairo. Time for Panorama News on Nile TV International, presented to you by Manel Ibieri. First, we start with politics, where President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi delivered Egypt's speech before the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York via video conference. During his speech, President el-Sisi praised the efforts exerted by the UN chief in confronting coronavirus pandemic and pointed out that Africa is the most hit by the pandemic repercussions. The president also called for reducing loans of developing countries, stressing that Egypt continues its economic reform program. On the climate change file, the head of state said that Egypt is aware of environment pollution hazards on humanity and climate change as well. Moving to the terrorism file, President el-Sisi said that terrorism still represents a big challenge globally, adding that the world should hold accountable the countries supporting terrorists. The president also urged the international community to improve Palestinian life conditions, as well as reaching comprehensive and just solution for the Palestinian cause. The president also asserted that Egypt respects human rights and public freedoms. Speaking on the Renaissance Dam file, President el-Sisi said that Egypt is very connected to African countries, adding that the Nile River is the only life artery for Egypt. The president also said that Egypt had called on the UN to take its role in this file, adding that Egypt is keen to reach a balanced and comprehensive as well as legally binding agreement on filling and operating the dam. Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli headed on Wednesday the weekly cabinet meeting. At the beginning of the meeting, the ministers stood a minute of silence over the death of former Minister of Defense Field Marshal Mohammed Hussein Tantawi, who died at the age of 85 earlier on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister expressed condolences over Tantawi's death and praised his great patriotic role during and after January 25th revolution. The Prime Minister stressed that Tantawi had exerted his utmost efforts to preserve the country's security. The Premier added that the former Minister of Defense wisely faced difficult challenges during this period till the nation reached its stability. The Prime Minister also praised the recently inaugurated services and development projects in Sinai, which reflected the national company's capabilities in carrying out projects in due timelines and according to the highest quality standards. The Premier also congratulated the Housing Ministry and the new Urban Communities Authority on obtaining the 2021 UN Prize for Human Settlement Program. During the meeting, Minister of Health Dr. Hala Zaid reviewed the latest developments of the coronavirus pandemic. She pointed out the World Health Organization's remarks on Egypt's success in diversifying vaccines. Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri held phone talks with Lebanese Prime Minister Naguib Mikati. During the phone call, Shukri asserted that Egypt would spare no effort to coordinate with brotherly and friendly countries to achieve the Lebanese people's interests and restore stability in Lebanon. The Foreign Minister stressed Egypt's readiness to support Lebanon in various domains, which will help in pushing forward its economy, as well as reaching solutions for the issue of energy. The top diplomat also congratulated the Lebanese Premier for forming a new government, wishing him success in dealing with current challenges facing Lebanon. On the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York, the Foreign Minister held talks with his counterparts from US, France, Ireland and Vietnam. The talks tackled bilateral relations as well as regional and international issues of common concern. Head of the State Council, Councillor Mohammed Hussein Eddin, received the head of the Libya Supreme Judicial Council, Councillor Mohammed El Hafi, and his accompanying delegation, as well as the Libyan ambassador to Cairo. The visit comes within the framework of legal and judicial cooperation between Egypt and Libya. The meeting tackled means of cooperation between the two sides, including programs of training as well as upgrading the judicial system in Libya. Meanwhile, a memorandum of understanding was signed between Egypt and Libya with the aim of exchanging rulings, training programs, as well as the latest researches and articles in this domain. Ambassador Khalid Radi handed over a copy of his credentials to Omani Foreign Minister Badr al-Busaidi. The meeting took place at the headquarters of Oman's Foreign Ministry on Wednesday.